Okay, let's start. So, I'm going to start from this chapter. So, we are going to read from Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, text number 7. In the you can just for now skip it off the mic. Take it. We have discussed in 2.6 that the acharyas have explained that there were 6 qualities required for by a person to hold spiritual knowledge or to see Krishna within the heart. One was spiritual knowledge. Control. You can come over here. I have to just control over mind, control over senses, control, and then being indifferent to the world. Operati. Then we have discussed titiksha, tolerance of dualities, and sixth was faith in the spiritual master. So this shloka also explains the faith of Arjuna in the spiritual master. If the faith in the spiritual master is there, then everything else will come. This is we are seeing now. He may have difficulties in other part, but because he has faith in Krishna, he has approached the proper person, best person, Krishna, then all his problems will be solved. So now let us chant. कार्पण्य दोषोपहत स्वभावः
दोषोपहत स्वभावः
पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढचेतः
पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढचेतः
यत् श्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे
श्रेयसानिश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे
शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्
शिष्यस्तेऽहं स्वाधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्
कार्पण्यदोषोपहत स्वभावः
कार्पण्यदोषोपहत स्वभावः
पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढचेतः
पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढचेतः
यत् श्रेयसा निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे
यत् श्रेयसानिश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे
शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्
शिष्यस्तेऽहं स्वाधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम्.
Very nice. So now he's saying karpanya dosho. Karpanya, we know this word kripanata or miserliness, which means he's not beggar, he's not poor. But when a person, in spite of having Lakshmi with him or money with him, he does not utilize either for his own welfare or for the welfare of others, then that is called kripanta or miserliness. So it says, because of this miserliness, I have the ability to fight. Arjuna is understanding this point. Arjuna is knowing that he's a great warrior, but karpanya doshu, I have the capacity to fight, but because of this fault of miserliness, weakness of heart, I am not able to utilize my abilities in your service, or for my own welfare, or for the welfare of others. Why? He says, apahat swabhava. Apahat means captured or taken away. Swabhava, whatever is my swabhava as a Kshatriya, that has been taken away by this karpanya dosh. Karpanya dosh means that fault of miserliness. That's why prichhami tvam dharma sammod cheta. Prichhami, I am asking. Tvam dharma sammod cheta. In tvam, you understand? I'm asking you. Dharma sammudha cheta. Dharma, you understand? In the matter of religion, what should be my duty? See, religion is not conveying the proper purport. Dharma means what is my duty, proper duty. I am not able to understand because some mood cheta. Mood means bewildered, and some mood means nicely bewildered. My chetana, my consciousness is nicely bewildered. I do not know what will be good for me. Those points we have discussed earlier. Should I kill them or should I be killed by them? Should I leave the battlefield? Should I not leave the battlefield? Or what will happen to the future generations? All these considerations of dharma, as we say in Hindi, dharma sankat. What is the meaning of dharma sankat? Dharma se sankat nahi hota hai. By following dharma, we do not land up in misery or problems. The problem is that sometimes dharma sankat means what is the proper dharma to be followed. That is the point. So the point what Arjuna is saying, dharma sammudha cheta, same thing, dharma sankat or dharma samudha cheta is I do not know what to do in this situation. This happens with many of us or all of us at some point in our life where we do not know what we're supposed to do, especially when we are a devotee. Is it not? What should I do? Many times it is like that, especially when you are managing it in a temple. One aspect is Shastra. Shastra speaks one thing. Another aspect is a managerial aspect. What should we do? And it's very difficult. Is it not, Shashikant Prabhu? What is your understanding? You are managing now with this con. Managing as a general manager in a normal organization is easy. But managing in temple is very easy, very difficult. I'll tell you why. Because suppose I give an example here. Suppose if I say I ask a devotee to leave the ashram, just for example, and he has made a mistake for whatever reason. He has made a mistake, and I tell him to leave the ashram. Now people will say, yes, he made a mistake and he should be thrown out of the ashram, for example. But maybe there was a possibility that he would, if he were allowed to stay here, he would get rectified and become a very nice devotee. And that capacity we do not have immediately. I'm just giving an example. When you consider the point of dharma, then it is very difficult to judge what should we do in that particular situation. That's why it's very one decision, especially in a spiritual case, one small wrong decision, and person's whole spiritual life can get spoiled. And we'll be held responsible for that. So that's why I'm saying that the same thing Arjuna is thinking. I will fight, no problem. Fighting is not the problem. What will be the consequences of this fight? He's worried about that. So will Krishna be pleased by me? That is the whole point also. I mean, is it proper dharma for me? That is a consideration. And you see, the Kauravas are not thinking like this. So those people who are blind, they will not think about it. Just like a person who has eyes. And if there is darkness, he will be fearful. Is it not? When a person is blind, what he cares? Anyhow will stump over things. That is a natural thing. But if a person has eyes and there is less light, I would not say full darkness, but there is less light. So he wants to see things as they are, and that's why it is difficult for him, and he becomes disturbed. I am not able to see. I want to see. So you see the consciousness of Arjuna. He wants to see the proper path of dharma because he is a devotee of Krishna. So that's why he says dharma samudha cheta. I am not able to see. I want to go forward on the path of dharma, but I'm not able to see. Now you can also understand. This is cold season and there is fog. So if the driver is driving the car or let's say driving an engine, better is like that. A person who is driving the engine in which so many others are actually staying in the train who are not driving the train. Their responsibility is on him. He's a leader of them. He will be very much concerned if there is fog. I should not make a mistake by which I will be destroyed, and the people behind me who are actually not carelessly sleeping also, they will also get destroyed. Does it make sense to you what I'm trying to say? Krishna always inspires some new examples. This example I have never given in my life, but this is how somehow I've heard from Maharaji one time on this regard. Very nice example. So that say that a person who's driving the train, others are very nicely sleeping. They have faith that he will take us on the proper destination. And if he sleeps and if he does not care for fog, definitely it will be trouble. And others might not care about fog, but the driver will have to be very much careful about the fog that he will not make an accident. I think you are unable to understand the point that Arjuna is in a position of leadership as a Kshatriya, and he's saying one wrong decision based on sense gratification can destroy so many lives. So I am very much confused. What is my proper path of dharma? Then he says very clearly, he says, why, what is your confusion? He says, Yat Shreya Syan Nishchitam Bruhitan Me. Bruhi means you please speak, and Me means to me. So Tan means that. So Yat Shreya Syat Nishchitam. Nishchitam means certain. You please tell me what will be certainly beneficial for me. It's a very subtle point to be understood. Something I am doing now may or may not bring results. Then also it is not certain Shreya. Shreya means something you are doing something now which will give you good results in the future. So just like here we invest in some people invest in stocks, so that in the hope that they will later on will get lot of Lakshmi money. But they say that investment in stocks are subject to market risk. I am not expert in these things, just we take lessons from this. So it is not a nishchit shreya. Nishchit means certain future benefit. Makes sense to you? Just like in the bank, giving an analogy, in a bank, if you put your money, it's called bank guarantee, your money won't be lost. Is it not? Like in State Bank of India. But if you invest in a higher return risk, there is higher returns. But it is dependent on it is having market risk. So it is not nishchit shreya, because I'm investing now, but maybe I will not get the returns nicely. This is one thing. And second thing mentioned is that shreya has to be everlasting. So nishchit shreya meaning means I must have a shreya which is it is eternal or long lasting. Are you able to understand the meaning of those two words? One is I should not get very less shreya or temporary shreya or may not be. Don't tell me that. I must follow a dharma which will definitely bring me shreyas. And you know what is the conclusion? If you remember Krishna, manmana bhavmad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskaru. This is the highest path of shreyas. Shreyas, you understand? Shreyas means something beneficial in the future. Right now I may accept something like a tapasya, but later on I will get major benefit in the future. So now whatever Krishna has spoken in Bhagavad Gita for devotees, for everybody, man mana bhav mad bhaktu madhyaji mam namaskaru, that is nishchit shreya. You will surely go back to Godhead by that. Are you able to understand this point? Krishna does not say maybe you will go back to Godhead and maybe you will not. No, you will certainly go back to Godhead, nishchit. And that shreya also is nishchit. That means it is eternal. You will not come back from that world. Does it make sense to you? Is it getting too tough? No. No, we will even if you don't understand, we will not manifest before you that we don't understand. We will present ourselves as we are understanding everything, just to encourage you. These things are coming from the commentary, and this makes the Bhagavad Gita really tasty. Are you able to understand Nishchita, Shreya? निश्चित नहीं समझते हैं आप लोग. निश्चित मतलब होता सर्टेन. ये भी नहीं, हिंदी नहीं समझते हैं. निश्चित अभी भी समझता है. निश्चित है ना भाई, बस उसमें क्या मुश्किल है. मृत्यु निश्चित है. डेथ इज सर्टेन. समझते हैं ना. उसी तरह से श्रेय भी निश्चित है. बात बोल रहा है. Now Lord Krishna says, I'm your friend. Not only I'm your friend, I'm your charioteer. How can I speak about Shreyas to you? That is the service or duty of the spiritual master. That's why he says, Shishyasteham Shadhi Mam Tvam Prapannam. No. Enough of my talks as a friend. I am now your Shishya. Shadhi. Shadhi means shasan. You instruct me. Instruct me is like that you do like this and you don't do like this. This is the meaning of becoming a disciple, is it not? That when we are accepting a spiritual master, it's not that the spiritual master has to hear us. We are supposed to follow the instruction of the spiritual master. And then Mam Tvam Prapannam, and I am coming in shelter of you. So you see, what Lord Krishna will be speaking in the 4th chapter, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya updekshanti ye jnanam jnaninas tatudarshana. You approach the spiritual master with pranipat, with surrender. Oh, I do not know, you please help me. Pariprashna, ask spiritual questions from him. And prashnena, and then sevya, ready to execute the instruction of the spiritual master. Then the person will give knowledge, that spiritual person will give knowledge, spiritual knowledge to you. Are we not seeing that in the case of Arjuna here also? That I am surrendering to you, I am bewildered, you please. Okay, let us see the shloka in the light of that shloka. He is asking, yes, Shreyasya Nishitam Bruhitan me. He is asking, what is good for me, you please tell me. Pariprashnena. Then he's asking, he's showing his helplessness. Dharma samud cheta, and he says, Prapannam, I am surrendering to you. And the word is Shadhi. You instruct me what I'm supposed to do. So the 3 elements are there: Pranipat, Pariprashna, and Sevya. Can you see that? He says, yes, Shreyasyan Nishitam Bruhitan me. You please instruct me what is most beneficial for me. This is one, that is Pariprashnena. And if when he is asked this question, he says that no, I will see whether I will like to do that or not. He said, no, Shishyasteham Shadhi. Shadhi, you please instruct me. If as you will instruct, I will do accordingly. And then Pranipat, Prapannam, I have taken shelter of you. I give an example and you'll understand this point. Just like when we approach a doctor, then first what do we do? I do not know, Dr. Sahab, what is the problem in my body. First, this is there. So I'm आपके पास आया हूँ. I'm coming to you. What is the meaning of coming to you? Not just to feed you sweets, not to have a friendly talk or jokes with you. When we come to the doctor, we are saying, I am diseased. I do not know the cure of my disease. You please help me. Pariprashna. And when he gives the prescription, we don't say, oh, okay, nice prescription. The handwriting is very nice. Normally, doctors have a very bad handwriting, but but we say, oh, quite good handwriting. Okay, and then you throw we don't throw the prescription in the dustbin. Do we do that? No. Then there's no point of going to meet the doctor. Similarly, when people come to meet me, प्रभु जी आपका दर्शन करने आए थे नहीं आपके दर्शन के लिए आए थे we have come to take your darshan. I said, so sit in the class and take my darshan. Darshan means philosophy and darshan means vision. So say, what benefit I can give you by my darshan? I'm an ordinary person, but I can give you a lot of benefit by giving my darshan. Giving my darshan means the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. Now this is also Vyang, is it not? Vyang means indirect meaning. The one word can have different meanings. So people don't understand. They are very much interested to have darshan of the sadhu so that their material enjoyment can increase. They feel like this. It touches the feet of the sadhu, and then that way they can nicely enjoy. But actually, when the sadhu will give them proper darshan, that means philosophy of life, Krishna consciousness, then they will become detached from sense gratification. So it's very, very complicated. Normally people go to the doctor so that their fever will get reduced. But they go to the sadhu, who's also a doctor, so that the material fever of material enjoyment will increase. It's amazing. They do not know how to approach a sadhu or why to approach a sadhu. So we are learning here from Arjuna also how to approach the spiritual master. That means in this case it was Krishna himself, like that. Okay. We'll read the translation. Translation. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. I'll again repeat, this shows the special quality of Arjuna as having sincere faith in the spiritual master who is Krishna. And that is there. If the faith in the spiritual master is there, everything will come. Sense control, mind control, everything will come by that. GITA BHUSHAN Commentary. This verse illustrates the principle of acceptance of and service to Guru as proven by the Shruti statements. Was I speaking this point? Just now I was mentioning this point. It's a principle. Now, what is the meaning of principle and detail? Principle means in all time, place and circumstances, the principle does not change. I'll repeat this point. In all time, place and circumstances, the principle never changes. But as per time, place and circumstance, the details may change. Just like there's a principle that for understanding spiritual knowledge or having spiritual knowledge, one must accept a spiritual master and follow his instruction. This is a principle. It will not change at any time, at any place or any circumstance. It has to be there. Without following the spiritual master or accepting proper bona fide spiritual master, no, we cannot get any spiritual knowledge. But what the instruction of the spiritual master to a particular disciple will be is a detail. The spiritual master will tell a disciple, cook for Krishna. Others he will say, okay, you do and distribute books for Krishna. Others he might say, okay, you construct a temple for Krishna. These are details, and these details will change. Is it not? If the disciple is having a fracture in his feet, suppose, then the spiritual master will not say, go out and distribute books. Then he might just say, okay, distribute Charnamrit. Or just chant Hare Krishna. Are you able to understand this point? Please understand, this is very important. What is principle and what is detail? Because many times devotees fight over details and they lose the principle. The principles, like the principle is remember Krishna. The detail is how you will remember Krishna. One devotee will remember Krishna by discussing Bhagavad Gita. Other devotee will remember Krishna by deity worship or something else. That's a detail. That is depending on time, place and circumstance. But the principle is that one should always remember Krishna and never forget him. That does not change by time, place and circumstances. So that's why I'm explaining this word, principle, that one must accept the spiritual master. And you see, it's not simply accepting by stamping. Just like given anyhow, but many examples that can be given. But main thing is diksha and siksha. People think I have taken diksha and that's it. No, diksha is easy. Siksha is very difficult. So I must accept the instruction of the spiritual master. That's why it says service to Guru, as proven by the Shruti statements. Tad vijnanartham sa gurum evabi gachet samit pani shrotriyam brahmanishtam. Tad vijnanartham. Tad means Krishna. That means that we have discussed. Tat means Krishna. Vijnanartham. If I want to have Vigyan about Tat, Vigyan about Krishna, Artham means to get the knowledge. If my purpose is to get spiritual knowledge about Krishna, Sagurum eva abhigachet. Abhigachet is a word is an instruction. One must go to the spiritual master. How one should go? Samit Pani Shrotriyam. Samit Pani means holding wood in his hand. Earlier, the Guru would perform the sacrifice, so the disciple will bring wood from the woods, wood from the forest, in simple language. This indicates a service attitude toward the spiritual master, being a humble servant of the spiritual master, being humble servant of Vaishnavas. Does it make sense to you? This will be explained in the commentary. Samit Pani means holding the firewood in the hand. That means he must have gone to the forest, picked up the wood or cut the wood for the spiritual master's sacrifice, and then the spiritual master will be doing the sacrifice, and he will be assisting in it. That is the meaning. It's not that many times you say that, "Arey, Swamiji, ek prashna hai, time nahi hamare paas adhik. Swamiji, Prabhuji, we have a question, but we don't have much time to hear your answer." Then why are you asking that? Is it not? Why are you asking that question also? It's not like that. So people are many times not serious about asking spiritual questions because they are not serious about getting spiritual knowledge also. Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. Brahmanishtam, Brahma means Veda. So he is fixed in the knowledge of Vedas. Basically, he is a devotee because the purpose of Vedas is to learn Krishna and know about Krishna. Holding firewood in one's hand with attitude of service, one should certainly approach the Guru who has knowledge of the Vedas and is fixed in Brahman for gaining knowledge of the Lord. I would correct myself here because here I missed a point. Shrotriyam means having knowledge of the Vedas, and Brahmanishtam means, here Brahma means having a realization of the knowledge of the Vedas. I'm sorry for this, I made a mistake here. Shrotriyam means the spiritual master must be very much expert in Shruti. That means Vedas. And Brahmanishtam means he must have realization of the knowledge. People may have, just like a person may have some knowledge of Bhakti. That's very good. But when he practices Bhakti, then he gets realizations of the conclusions of Bhakti. So he should have both the things. Holding firewood on one's hand, we have discussed this. That holding firewood in one's hand with attitude of service, one should certainly approach the Guru who has knowledge of the Vedas and is fixed in Brahman for gaining knowledge of the Lord. So you must have understood this from Mundaka Upanishad. The only reason, just like the only reason for going to the doctor is to know the cure of the disease and apply his instructions. Similarly, the only reason a person should approach the spiritual master is that he should have a desire to gain spiritual knowledge. Otherwise, there is no point in going to the spiritual master. There is no point of getting initiated also. What is the point when people say, I got initiated, but I cannot chant my 16 rounds. I cannot follow the 4 regular principles. Then what is the point? Why did we get initiated at all? So anyhow, these are the things. Acharyavan Purusho Veda. The person who has a guru knows the Lord. This is a very important point. Acharyavan. Just like we say Dhairyavan, that means a person who has patience. Acharyavan, that means person who has an acharya. And that person knows the Lord. Why he knows the Lord? Because the acharya knows the Lord. And when he hears from him with faith, then he also knows about the Lord. Just like you were discussing about Krishna from Shrimad Bhagavatam in Hindi. So you came to know so many things about Krishna which you have not known previously. So now how you are knowing? Because we are hearing from the acharyas. Very simple, is it not? We as conditioned soul do not know, but when we hear from the acharya, we know, like this. So why these two statements are there? If you want to have knowledge, we must be acharyavan. We must have approached the spiritual master. The word karpanya indicates a person with no knowledge of Brahman, as seen from the Shruti statement, Yova etad aksharam gargi aviditva asma lokat prayeti sa krpanas. O Gargi, who leaves this world without knowing Brahman is called krpana. Why he's called krpana? Because in this human form of life, he could have done this opportunity. He could have taken benefit of the opportunity to approach the spiritual master and get knowledge about Krishna. Brahman means Krishna. But then he did not do, and he just wasted his life not utilizing this great opportunity. As we have discussed, I think in Hindi, Maharaj also gave this lecture on this point. He said, people who are miserly, they will not do invest even if the returns are promised to be good. You remember this point? He said a person was there who would not take money out from the bank so that he can buy manure and put in his field. He said, money, will I take money from the bank and throw it in the fields? By that investment, he will get heavy returns. But because he has a miserly nature, he will not do that. It's a very deep import. Same thing with us. As human form of life, we have a tongue, special tongue which can chant Hare Krishna. But we have special intelligence by which we can understand Bhagavad Gita. But normally a person will not invest in that. What an amazing returns are there from Bhagavad Gita, is it not? What an amazing returns by offering your food to Krishna, is it not? But a person who is miserly, he will not use that. That is a point. And then he will not know Krishna. I think it is very easy to understand this point. And he will waste his life. That means his life, his human form of life is not used for himself also. Arey Baba, even if we cannot preach, at least if we practice, at least we will get delivered. Is it not? Even if but if we don't practice Krishna consciousness, so either we will not be benefiting ourselves and we will not be benefiting others too. How? There is no question of benefiting others. As Srila Prabhupada says that when we offer food to Krishna, it is understood that prasadam should be distributed to others also because it is highly powerful. And it's not sufficient just to offer food and then eat yourself. But he said at least it is much better than not offering the food. So that is good. But a devotee is selfless. Whatever benefits he gets from spiritual practice, he wants to share it with others also. Okay, that's many things. But a miserly person, he will not do good to himself, neither he will do good to others. So a lot can be spoken about it, but well, I think you make the point. Now Arjuna speaks. Because of the lack of knowledge of Brahman, Karpanya, I have developed the default of possessiveness of family members, as mentioned in the previous verse. So I do not know, I'm not thinking, as Lord Krishna will later on say that, there was no time when your family members were not existing or you were not existing. So why you worry so much about it? And do not think that this does not happen in the present age. This definitely happens. Even with devotees, some family member dies and they become completely dejected and disappointed. It can happen. Anybody can die in our family. Everybody definitely is going to die. Anybody can die. I don't want to say any negative thing, but anybody can die. The person who's most dear to you in this life may die tomorrow. Suddenly. Is it not? So not realizing that nobody dies, a person becomes completely captivated, overwhelmed by this karpanya dosh, thinking that I'm this body and the products of the body are mine. A person may forget his spiritual duty. So like this, so I'm just saying that when Arjuna will hear from Krishna, his karpanya dosh will go. His miserliness will go. He will realize I'm a servant of Krishna and I should use my energy in Krishna's service. It's a beautiful shloka, amazing shloka. This in turn has caused me to develop weakness of nature, upahat svabhava, making me give up my desire to fight as a Kshatriya. So I can fight, but if there is no desire to fight, how will I fight? See, like, we'll give a simple example. I have somehow, by Krishna's mercy, I can speak on Bhagavad Gita. But suppose at 7:55, some devotee has fought with me very severely, or something, some grief has overwhelmed me. Then what I will do? Arey mood nahi, aaj class nahi de sakanga. I cannot give the class. Has it not happened so many times? So just like one devotee told me, I said, Prabhuji, how many rounds you have done? Prabhuji, abhi mala nahi hua. I did not do my rounds. Why? I had a fight with one devotee. I said, so you did not have a fight with your mala. Why are you giving up your mala? So you understand my point? No, I'll do in the daytime. So he has the capacity to chant Hare Krishna, but he has no desire to chant Hare Krishna. Makes sense to you? Like that. Okay. So My mind is bewildered about my duty, dharma sammudha cheta, having doubt whether my duty is the Kshatriya dharma of fighting or giving that up and wandering around begging. Because he was knowing that begging for Kshatriya is definitely not Shreyas. But he's thinking maybe it is good for me. So he's confused about it. Because I am in that state, I now ask you, tell me what is the conclusion or nishchitam which will bring about the most benefit for me, Shreya. That you understand, Shreya means higher benefit and nishchitam means certain. That advice will be beneficial if it brings definite results from practice, aikantikam, and brings permanent results not subject to change after being established, atyantikam. These words are not in the shloka, but they are included in the commentary by Srila Baldev Vidya Bhushan, and I was referring to this point. By saying, I want to hear Nishchit Shreya, what is indicating that Shreya has to be aikantikam and atyantikam. Beautiful. This will come in Bhagavatam also. Ekantikam means that if I am doing this sadhana, this will definitely give me that result. Ek anta, one result, one pointed result. It's not that I'm doing this and I'll get different result. It's a beautiful, this was the highlight of my of his whole commentary. I liked it so much. That's like if you worship Krishna, where will you go? Maybe Swarga, maybe this. Yes, if you want, but ultimately you go back to Krishna. So if you have chanted Hare Krishna, liberation is guaranteed. Ekantik, you understand, one-ended. That's why Bhakti is the process of Shreya, highest Shreya. Shreya Sritim Bhakti Mudasya Vete Vibhu. Brahma is saying. Are you able to appreciate this point? Is one of the most, I would say, tasty is the word, or relishable point in this commentary. Ekantik. Just tell me something which will bring only one result. Just like I told you one time, just like we are Brahman initiated and we chant Gopal mantra. And it's mentioned that Gopal mantra's only result is Gopal. You understand? The Gopal mantra only gives you Gopal. It may take whatever time, but this train of bhakti, the last stop is Krishna. There are many stations in between, but the last stop is Krishna. Does it make sense? So this is very important. So tell me a path which will definitely give me this result. First one point. And then atyantikam. Okay, it may give a result, but it will not satisfy me. Something next. In this world also there are certain things which give us certain results. Definitely you will get a job. But after getting a job, this is not satisfying. Now you able to understand the meaning of Shreya? What kind of Shreya he's saying? Nishchit Shreya means that after getting that Shreya or get result, you do not desire anything else. Yam labdhva chaparam labham mannate nadhikam tataha. After attaining that state of Krishna consciousness, a person thinks, and there is nothing better than this, I will not desire anything better than this. Are you able to? I don't know. People seems to be lost. Are you lost? Are you with me? Which language I am speaking? Hindi or English? Okay, devotees are most probably English, huh? Looks like English, beech mein thoda Hindi. This is very nice because if you chant Hare Krishna, the process of bhakti is authentic and ekantik. It will definitely give us love of God, and after getting love of God, we will not desire anything else. Beautiful thing. That's what Save Pumsam Paro Dharmo. Yato bhaktir adhokshajay ahaytuki apratihata yinatma suprasiditi. Do you know which is the first question of Bhagavatam? What is the highest benefit? Now you understand? Shloka number 9, 1.1.9, 9, 11, 12, 17, 18, 23. So now this was the question, the same question was raised in Srimad Bhagavatam also. It's amazing, I've never noticed. Bhagavad Gita also starts with the same question. And Bhagavatam also starts with the same question. It's an amazing discovery which we have today. Is it not? What is the highest benefit for me? And the same thing. It's amazing. Thank you, Krishna. This is something amazing. I've never heard this. I've never seen also. It's in front of us. Arjuna is asking this question to Krishna, what is the highest Shreya from me? And the same thing, the sages of Naimisharanya ask Suta Goswami, what is the highest Shreya for everybody? So you must understand, what is the highest benefit for Arjuna is the highest benefit for everybody. So Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam are same theme. Amazing. This is amazing. See, this is very nice. Okay. See, every time you discuss a shloka, something new comes up. Like Maharaj also gave a class on this. Then you say, I've heard the class, what Prabhuji will speak. But you see, because Krishna is not different from Bhagavad Gita, he will reveal different meanings, new and new meanings from the same shloka. Then Krishna speaks. The Shruti speaks of surrender for obtaining the teachings in such statements as the following. Tad Vijnanartham sa gurum eva vigachet. This was just quoted above. Therefore, how can I teach you who are my friend? So if you want to know the highest Shreya, you must approach a spiritual master. I'm your friend. How will I give you knowledge? Then Arjuna speaks. I am now your student. Please teach me. Shadhi. Now is again Shadhi. The import of the word Shadhi means instruct me so that what I'm supposed to do. Not that, would you like to do this? Would you like to do that? It would be okay if you can do that. These are the things, statement we like to do, which we like to hear. But Shadhi means the word Shasan. Shadhi, you do this. As Lord Krishna will tell in the 18th chapter, if you don't hear me, you will be destroyed. No, mat chittaha sarva durgani, mat prasada tarishyasi, atha chitam ahankaran na shroshasi vinangshasi. Very clearly Krishna says, if you fix your consciousness on me, you will cross over all obstacles. Can you imagine that? All obstacles, anything you have any problem in your life, you will cross over simply by becoming Krishna conscious. And if you don't hear Krishna, then vinangshasi. So Krishna is giving a very strict advice. Just like a doctor will say, you hear me, you will get cured. And if you don't hear me, you are doomed for problems. Purport. So whatever Srila Prabhupada will say extra, I will speak, otherwise we'll continue. By nature's own way, the complete system of material activities is a source of perplexity for everyone. That means if we enjoy materially, we are supposed to get bewildered. That's the nature of material sense gratification. That we think we will become happy. Sukhaya karmani karoti loke. For happiness, a person is endeavoring. But the result is viparit. The result is completely opposite. I don't want to say anything strong, but in this world, we see people want to get married. No problem. Thinking that they will be happy. And the result everybody knows. We don't have to declare the result. Result is very difficult. We have to work so hard and do so many things for basically nothing. So, but if a person doesn't understand, then he has to understand after experiment. But anyhow, there's a point is there. This is not my statement, it's from Bhagavatam only. For sense gratification, for material enjoyment, we endeavor very hard. But the thing is, we become perplexed. समझ नहीं आता क्या करना है. We don't understand what to do. और जो काम करना है वो बिल्कुल भूल जाते हैं. Most of the situations we forget that our only duty is to do bhakti. We forget this. In every step, there is perplexity, and therefore it behooves one to approach a bona fide spiritual master who can give one proper guidance for executing the purpose of life. It's a very important point. We have discussed this. By this human form of life, we can go back to Godhead, but most of the people do not know about it. And even if they know about it, they do not know how to execute the process by which they can go back to Godhead. So in this way, spiritual master is very much needed because everybody's situation is different. And how he can be engaged in Krishna's service, he will instruct that person. All Vedic literatures advise us to approach a bona fide spiritual master to get free from the perplexities of life which happen without our desire. They are like a forest fire that somehow blazes without being set by anyone. This picture is really nice. Please give me a few more minutes today. This is a little long, but I want to complete this shloka. Or even if you have to go, then at least switch off the video, so I'll have the faith that at least we are here. Then I'll think with the idea, okay, at least we are here and speaking. Beautiful. Sansara davanala. The miseries in this world, nobody demands and asks, my dear Lord, may my hand break or something. Nobody wants that. But the miseries are coming upon us. The same person whom we love turns against us and give us so much misery. Is it not? Same son will be there, or daughter will be there, wife may be there, or other relatives. Rather, the maximum amount of misery is given to us by our relatives only. Is it not? It's not by monkeys or anybody else. Most of the time we are crying because of our relatives only, not by outside people also. So they're all arranged, and we do not want these miseries. Adhyatmik, adi bhautik, adi devik. But they are forced upon us. The example is given just like if there is forest fire. In most cases, nobody goes there to light the fire. automatically by the friction of the trees, the fire is lit. So this is how it is there, and a person does not understand how to extinguish that fire. You must remember, if there is a fire as is being shown here in the picture, then it's not simply by a bucket of water or a glass of water, or even by a fire extinguishing brigade, it can be cured. Cured means it will extinguish. It needs water from the cloud, and that's why it's considered sansara dava nanrali ladauka tranaya karunya ghana ghanatvam. The spiritual master is compared to the cloud, which brings the water of mercy from Krishna, because you remember cloud doesn't have its own water. It just brings the water of Krishna from the ocean and pours down heavily on the place where it is having fire. So now that kind of mercy is given by the spiritual master, because he instructs us on the science of Krishna consciousness. And then the burning thing in our heart, and what is it? Fire, desire for material enjoyment. This constantly burns the conditioned soul. Wherever he goes, he wants to enjoy. Wherever he goes, wants to enjoy. He's like on a simmering fire, constantly burning him. So that kind of material enjoyment the desire for material enjoyment goes away only by the mercy of the spiritual master, when he instructs, chant Hare Krishna, take prasadam, and follow the regulative principles. Please tell me, when we have been following these things, are we not feeling some relief in our life? Are we not feeling that the heat of the life has gone away? Otherwise, we are so much concerned how we are looking, what is our makeup, what people will think about me. So much competition in this world. A person is how to say, burned by those desires. But a devotee then, as he becomes advanced in Krishna consciousness, he gives up this desire. I have my 4 chapatis or whatever, 5 chapatis, and have my service to Krishna. A simple life I can live and be happy. Like this. I was giving example. I was telling my sister that, oh, I'm so busy now. I have not much time for eating also. Oh, why are you working hard? Then I did not give a reply. I said internally I was thinking, you work hard and you remain miserable. So you think when I am working hard, I'm miserable? No. Yesterday I was again retranslating the 4th meaning of Bhagavatam. It was so nice. I had to force myself to sleep. I must tell you, I had to force myself to sleep by 11:30 or something. It was so nice. I mean, I was shouting, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai. It was just amazing meaning he gives. So we are not working hard being in misery. We work for Krishna and we become very happy like that. So they don't understand this point. So this blazing of fire goes away. समझ रहे ना, ब्लेजिंग ऑफ फायर, जलन जो हृदय ये चाहिए वो चाहिए, ग्लानी वो सब चली जाती है. इंटरेस्टिंग, आई टेल यू समथिंग नाइस व्हिच वन डिवोटी टोल्ड मी. One devotee was taking you will laugh, hormones for becoming happy. I first time heard in my life. You know about it? I have never heard. One devotee was telling another devotee was taking hormones, medicine for becoming happy. But when he began to hear Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, then he's naturally happy, and the doctor is saying, now you don't need to take hormones. And I go, oh, and it's quite amazing, what craziness is there in the world. When you just hear Bhagavatam, which Bhagavatam says all the lamentation, everything will go away, which is actually experienced. As we see in the case of Arjuna also, all his lamentation goes away and he's ready to fight. And people are so much depressed, they have to take hormones for happiness. But this we can be our label. Hormone for happiness, Krishna consciousness. This can be our label, yes. But this is free of cost, and Hare Krishna will be happy. Like this. Similarly, the world situation is such that perplexities of life automatically appear without our wanting such confusion. No one wants fire, and yet it takes place and we become perplexed. The Vedic wisdom therefore advises us that in order to solve the perplexities of life and to understand the science of the solution, one must approach a spiritual master who is in the disciplic succession, as we have been shown here. Shukdev Goswami is being approached by Parishit Maharaj, who asks him a question: what is the duty of a person who's about to die? He's about to die. But you must remember that Parishit Maharaj was certain that he won't die before 7 days. But we have no certainty when we are going to die. And then Shukdev Goswami replies, Shrutavyaha kirtitavyascha smartavyascha ichchatabhayam. One should remember Krishna, one should glorify Krishna, and one should hear about Krishna. These 3 things, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, if he wants to become free from the fear of death. So this kind of conclusive statement, conclusive solution can only be given by a person who's in disciplic succession. Are you able to understand? Okay, if you don't understand, then if your parents are not devotees, or your husband is not devotee, or any other person who is saying don't practice bhakti, you ask them the same question. Very simple exercise. Ask them the same question. My dear husband, my dear whatever, you please tell me what is the most important duty of a person who's about to die. And then you see what is the answer. And even if he may say remembrance of Vishnu, which is very like next to impossible, he cannot tell you how we should remember Krishna. So it's a very difficult question, but the answer is bang on, very clearly. Shukdev Goswami is a disciple of Vyasadeva. He's a pure devotee. He knows what is the answer. So that's why everything becomes very clear. Who is God? Krishna. So easy, is it not? But not at that easy if you do not accept the knowledge in disciplic succession. Make sense to you? Just like very difficult to know who's your father if you don't hear from mother. Please give me some time. A person with a bona fide spiritual master is supposed to know everything. By Acharyavan Purusho Veda, Prabhupada quoting. Everything means everything to solve his problem. If I have a stomach issue, if I have consulted a proper doctor, I know everything to cure the stomach disease. It does not mean that I have become a knower of everything. One time, one disciple of Srila Prabhupada asked Prabhupada, is the spiritual master supposed to know everything? Prabhupada said, yes. Then he said, how many windows are there in the Empire State Building? Then Prabhupada said, what is the value of knowing how much water is there in the mirage? So the spiritual master knows everything, means he knows everything about how to cure our disease of material enjoyment. Okay. No, I'm recording offline. Thank you for reminding me after 1 hour. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Go forward. Yeah. One should not therefore remain in material perplexities, but should approach a spiritual master. This is the purport of this verse. Huh? That one should, the three miseries, how to solve it. Tapatrayon Mulanam, Bhagavatam. You hear Bhagavatam in a session of devotees, but how will we know? When we associate with Vaishnavas, then he will tell us. Yes. The solution is there. Just like if a person has a problem of some disease, let's say liver problem, then if I have been cured by of my liver disease by the doctor, what we will say, Arey Baba, why are you suffering? Go to the doctor. He will give you very simple medicine, very easy, very sweet, and your liver disease will go away. I'm especially taking liver disease of jaundice, which is compared to avidya. So this is what Prabhupada is saying. Because we are perplexed about our very identity, we do not even know who we are, definitely will be confused. Suppose if somebody asks you, Tera naam kya hai? What is your name? My name. Who is your father? Father. Who is your mother? Mother. So when a person does not even know his father, mother and his name also, will he not be perplexed, confused? Confused. Similarly, we do not know who's our father and mother. Now we know father is Krishna, mother is Radharani, and we are the eternal servants. So we have to suppose to serve them. So all these things are clear, and that's why we will not suffer. Just like a person who is a son of a rich man, but somehow there is lost in Kumbh Mela, so then he will be in a perplexed situation. He will be in a poor situation. But somebody says and comes to him and tells him, oh, your father is very rich. Why don't you go and stay with him? Then his problems will be solved forever. Makes sense to you? But that is the role of the spiritual master. Oh, living entity, you are part and parcel of Krishna. Why you are rotting in this material world? You serve Krishna and go back to Godhead. Does that make sense? Yes. It doesn't make sense to many people, because many times devotees also want to become an IAS officer and take so much anxiety for exams and this. He can live a simple life also and then take a simple job or something and just maintain by himself also. I'm not saying just to join Brahmacharya ashram. He can just live a simple life. I think one devotee asked me, he's here, I will not name him, but that, oh, should I go to America to do a job and this and that? I said, if you can maintain yourself in India nicely, why you have to be so much materially aspirant in those situations? And execute Krishna consciousness with devotees here. Then I think that devotee agreed. Who is the man in material perplexities? It is he who does not understand the problems of life. In the Brihad Aranyaka Upanishads, 3.8.10, the perplexed man is described as follows: Yo va etad aksharam gargi avidatvasmal lokat prayati sakripana. He is a miserly man who does not solve the problems of life as a human, and who thus quits this world like the cats and dogs without understanding the science of self-realization. So are all the people who are doing software work, the photo is shown here, are they like cats and dogs? No, that is not the import. The import is that it's not a problem you be a software engineer or anything. Don't take it that way. We have to do certain things to maintain our body. But the idea is, if only we are doing only software, then our internal software is gone, finished. Virus lag gaya usme. We have to must understand, if we are not supposed to do only material things. For your bodily maintenance, for the maintenance of the family, you have supposed to work for 8 hours. But for what purpose? So the family also can practice Krishna consciousness. So I can also practice Krishna consciousness. I think now it makes sense to you. So why Prabhupada is saying die like cats and dogs? People are born like cats and dogs. Cats and dogs do not know the purpose of life. And then what they do, eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. And while doing that, they quit the world. Similarly, people in this world are born like animals, behave like animals, and die like animals. Do you agree? So, when a person dies in your family, don't cry when he has died. Cry when he's living. Make sense to you? Now you make sense? If you actually have to lament that he has a tongue, but vaktum samarthupi na vaktu kaschit aho jananam vesanaabhimukhyam. He can speak Hare Krishna, but he's not speaking Hare Krishna. That may be a point of lamentation. But if he dies, then what is, anyhow, so many animals are born and so many animals are dying. We don't lament for them. So this is the point. Okay. This human form of life is a most valuable asset for the living entity who can utilize it for solving the problems of life, which are janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshanudarshanam. Not therefore, one who does not utilize this opportunity properly is a miser. I think this is very clear. This is the definition of miser. He can invest, he has energy, he has a power, but he purposefully does not invest because he's a miser. Like this. On the other hand, there is the Brahmana, or he who is intelligent enough to utilize this body to solve all the problems of life. Ya etad aksharam gargi viditvasma lokat prayeti sa Brahmana. Beautiful photo. I'll thank Rahul Prabhu is here. Yes. He's expert in kabaddi. He comes to Vrindavan and he touches the Vrindavan. Before his breath goes away, he goes back to Noida. But anyhow, he's a nice devotee. He has a very nice service. Nice photo, is it not? A nice devotee who's chanting Hare Krishna. And some people say, hey, Baba, what is this? You're wasting your time chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. What is this? No. By fixing his mind on Krishna, he's investing his energy in the highest possible way. You must remember, whenever you give something to Krishna, Krishna being unlimited will give you back unlimited. You always remember this. If you offer a flower to Krishna, Krishna will say, okay, you give me one flower, I'll give you one flower. No, Krishna always gives unlimited. Just like Sudama gives him little broken rice. And Krishna, all the 16,108 wives of Krishna brought 64 chappan bhog for Sudama. He could not even taste everything. He was such a simple Brahmana. And then Lord Krishna gave him a palace which is equal to Dwarka. And then so many servants and like that. So when Krishna gives, he gives बहुत ज़्यादा देता है. देने वाला छप्पर फाड़ के देता है. So your roof will break. Even materially, Krishna gives so much. And then ultimately, he brings the devotee back home, back to Godhead. So giving our time and energy for Krishna, we are never a loser. That's what Prabhupada is explaining. That is a Brahmana. Brahmana means his heart is expanded to accommodate the glories of Krishna. That is the point he said. And then he leaves the world serving Krishna. He's a Brahmana. Very nice. So you see how a devotee is nicely chanting Hare Krishna and remembering Krishna. This is very nice. Very nice photo. The krpanas or miserly persons waste their time in being overly affectionate for family, society, country, etc. in the material consumption of life. Let me explain this. Overly affectionate means it's not that a devotee does not have affection for his family members. But overly affectionate means because of that affection, I'll give up my service to Krishna. So that is not desirable. You be affectionate in a Krishna conscious way, Just like I was giving example, Matajis can give, even if their husbands are karmi, you can buy Arjun tea, which can be offered to Krishna, and then you can give the tea to your husband instead of giving some materialistic tea or something like that. Or giving a materialistic food, you can offer, make nice food for Krishna, and then with affection give to your kids and like that, or husband also. So affection is not a problem, but affection should not overwhelm our affiliation to Krishna or duty to Krishna. One is often attached to family life, namely to wife, children, other members, on the basis of skin disease. You understand skin disease? I have time very less. I don't know how much you can hear about this, but skin disease is very simple. This person is born from me, so he belongs to me. ये मेरा है. It's called ahamta mamta. I am this body, and the byproducts of the body are mine. Like this, but we do not know. Maybe the enemy of my last life is born as my son. This example has been given in Bhagavatam and Chitraketu Maharaj's son died and gave him a lot of misery. It's not always true, but I just think it may be like it may be a possibility also. Like this. So we go further. I'm going fast so that I can cover it as soon as possible. This is very amazing. The kripana thinks that he's able to protect his family members from death, or the kripana thinks that his family or society can save him from the verge of death. Think about this. I like this statement so much. Anybody who say or tells you, please don't chant Hare Krishna, ask him this question. Can you save yourself from death? Answer is no. Can you save me from death? No. Then you say, chanting Hare Krishna will save you from death and me from death, and that's why I chant Hare Krishna. Do you agree? Yes. Such family attachment can be found even in the lower animals who take care of children also. Maharaj has explained this point, that how Maharaj was going for parikrama and then he wanted to pass, and then in the place where he wanted to pass, there was one she dog and she attacked on Maharaj, or at least barked on Maharaj, because her kids were actually, puppies were sleeping there. So they also have their affection. I won't elaborate much on it, but we see how the monkeys also are having affection for their children. That's not something amazing. Being intelligent, Arjuna could understand that his affection for family members and his wish to protect them from death were the causes of his perplexities. Now you understand how Prabhupada is relating this point? Nobody can be saved from death. Everybody, if they do not practice Krishna consciousness, everybody has to die. So thinking that I can save my child by keeping him in my lap will not work. Neither any of our relatives can actually save us from death. Only person who can save us from death is Krishna. So the only way we can actually save them from death is by instructing them in the process of Krishna consciousness. Much can be said. I will just briefly say this. Although he could understand that his duty to fight was awaiting him, still on the account of miserly weakness, he could not discharge the duties. This is quite an interesting photo which the devotee has put. Many times we are in the situation, kya karna hai bhai, bahut tension hai, is it not? Bahut tension, we cannot do. But still Krishna is smiling. What do you worry? It's interesting, Krishna speaks in Bhagavatam, 11th canto, by crying, the problem will not be solved. Will it be solved? But still people cry, thinking that the problem will be solved. Have you ever cried because of some problem? I remember in 4th class, I did not prepare for my history exam and I was crying, I'll anyhow fail. I cried also, but then my mother beat me up nicely. Hey, why will you not read? Give me 2 slaps, read now. Then by reading, I could pass. Makes sense to you? So why crying, nothing will happen. One of my relatives was having lost his business. I said, we are crying, but crying will not help you. You do something about it. Crying will not help. Na? Similarly, we see that because of weakness of heart, this happens. He is therefore asking Lord Krishna, the Supreme Spiritual Master, to make a definite solution. Definite solution we have already commented upon. Ekantik, Atyantik. He offers himself to Krishna as a disciple. He wants to stop friendly talks. Talks between the master and the disciple are serious. And now Arjuna wants to talk very seriously before the recognized spiritual master, Krishna. Vande Krishna Jagat Guru. Krishna is the spiritual master for whole world, because all the knowledge comes from him. He gave the knowledge to Brahmaji. So then what is the point? Nobody instructs Krishna. Krishna is the source of all knowledge. Krishna is therefore the original spiritual master of the science of Bhagavad Gita, and Arjuna is the first disciple for understanding the Gita. First disciple means 5,000 years back. Otherwise, first disciple in a sense was Vivaswan. like that. How Arjuna understands the Bhagavad Gita is stated in the Gita itself, and yet foolish mundane scholars explain that one need not submit to Krishna as a person, but to the unborn within Krishna. So, Shadhi Mam Tvam Prapannam, I am taking shelter of you, not to the unborn within you. So that this is the problem. Now here the meaning is very clear, and a person who will take different meaning will say, no, you don't have to take shelter of Krishna, but the unborn within Krishna. Krishna is unborn. There is nothing unborn within Krishna. Krishna himself is unborn, is called Aja. He only manifests himself. There is no difference between Krishna's within and without. And one who has no sense of this understanding is the greatest fool in trying to understand Bhagavad Gita. Who is saying this? Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada is heavy on this point. You are a fool, at least declare I am a fool. Is it not? If I'm a fool, at least I should have that much of intelligence. I should declare I'm a fool. But not knowing the things about Krishna, they comment so much. Just like I was mentioning, they do not know about Srimati Radharani. Please hear very carefully. Radharani is Krishna. Krishna is not different from Srimati Radharani. Don't take her as a ordinary girl or even an extraordinary girl. She's the Antaranga Shakti, internal potency of Krishna. So if we don't hear from Shastra, this kind of mistakes we say, as we hear in society, I am Radha, she's Radha, that is Radha, or I can become Radha. All these kinds of misconceptions are there because people don't hear from disciplic succession. I think I should not take questions here because already it's quite late. Or if you want to have one question or two questions, you can ask. Just hold on.